everyone. Asma Zeeshan, and I'm currently working in Telenor as head of corporate sales. So thank you for inviting me here. Our today's topic is very interesting, and it is telco analytics and how data analytics is helping telecommunication organizations. So in telecommunication industries, data analytics encompasses business intelligence solutions that are packaged to design to address complex needs of telco industry, and which includes increasing sales trends, decreasing churn threat, and improving the risk management, and decreasing the operational cost. And we'll talk about this with our participant. We have a wonderful panel for this, and I would like to invite Mr. Farhan Zakir from Zong. Sir, please come on stage. I would like to invite Abdul Qadir from Telenor. Please come on stage. And I would like to invite Usman from Jazz. Please come on stage so that we can start our discussion. Thank you. I would request you please introduce yourself. What do you do in your prestigious organization? Then we'll start our topic.
Yeah, sure.
Starting from you.
My name is Farhan Zakir. I've been a hotelier for 10 years. I've started telecommunication in 2006, started working for Telenor for 10 years. I've been heading sales in Telenor. 2016, I joined Zong to set up the corporate side of the business. We call it the government corporate sales and services. Alhamdulillah, started with an 800 million department. Now it's going above 6 billion rupees per year and growing. We have a lot of things which we have done on the IoT side, on the platform sides, on the solutions. It's a almost 25 years plus journey of sales, marketing, and then now heading the enterprise side. Now I'm sitting in region, heading the region for the last 1 year. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Great to have you on the panel.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. This is Abdul Qadir Kharadi, and I'm with telco industry for the past 17 years, alhamdulillah. And I've worked with different units, different teams, especially in commercial teams. For the past 5 years, I'm associated with business teams and working with B2B teams. Currently, I'm heading IoT and M2M, which is the crux right now, the point which we want to make through this seminar as well. So I'm lucky enough to be with this team. Prior to that, I have started my career with Citibank, so I do have banking experience as well. So alhamdulillah, I'm blessed and I'm enjoying my work. Thank you.
Thank you, Qadir. Thank you for joining. Usman.
Assalamu alaikum ji. I'm Usman, and I'm currently heading performance analytics at Jazz. I've been with Jazz for almost a decade now, and I've been on different teams, so pricing, segments, customer value management, sales support, and now performance analytics.
Thank you, Usman. Thank you so much. So we'll start our discussion. Data analytics is important to understand the trends and patterns from massive amount of data that is being produced. In today's competitive world where every organization is looking for optimization, data analytics plays a very important role, and that actually tells us that how businesses are optimizing their business performance, forecasting their future trends, and understanding their customers in a better way. So I would like to start with you, Qadir. My first question. Big data in telecom analytics providing deeper insights into consumer behavior, their service usage patterns, preferences, and interests. How do you think it's helping telcos to design products to bring a bigger product portfolio both for the individual and corporate market? Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, Asma. It's an interesting question, and we all are talking about since morning that data is a fuel, data is a gold, data is the oil, and we are gathered here. Thanks to Akbar as well to have this gathering here. So yes, telcos are generating big data. As a matter of fact, currently there are 194 million telco users in Pakistan. The 22 crore में से अगर 19 crore आपका already telco user, everybody is having phone on his hand. तो वो data gathering हो रही है. And you specifically asked about customer preferences, customer usage, and all those stuff. So all these things are there with telcos right now. And on an aggregated, Usman would second me, on an aggregated level, we actually use that data to enhance our services, to place the network, to give the best out of the best from telcos to the users. And for instance, we have products like location-based services where we put promos, where we put discounts, and where we want to give better services to our users, so they spend and they, in return, they give us revenue. So it's a two-way communication thing. So telcos are utilizing this data. For example, one more thing, we do have a product named BizMine, so which is business mining, and that business mining is also taken from the data driven by the consumers and users. So it's huge right now. For example, if you want to place a billboard at location A, and there is a location B and C as well. So on a mobility point of view, eyeball catching up things for that billboard matters for the companies or the corporate, so they could give the better advertisement, and in return they could get revenue. So that data is there. We can use that data and provide the better services to our users and the corporate as well. Another point, when Packages Mall has a bigger footfall than Emporium Mall, and where you can place your branding material, so all these data is available. As far as telcos are concerned, we are utilizing this data, but as a whole, if we talk about, although our topic is telco analytics, so we should restrict on telcos, but as a whole, the other panelists and the speakers has very clearly said it out that we are not up to the mark yet. As a nation, we should utilize it more. In a banking industry, in other industries, fintechs are doing a pretty much job. Startups are doing a pretty much job. But as a whole, we need to combine ourselves to give better services, I think.
Yeah, so thank you for your answer. And yes, you're pretty much right that there is a lot of data available in our systems, and it's important that how to connect those data points and how to utilize it for one specific industry. So my next question would be from you, Farhan Saab, that telco networks and systems that supports those networks are some of the most advanced technologies came into existence. And these days, we have seen that capital investments have become a real challenge for telecommunication industry. So can you please share how data generated through these systems can help to plan capital investment projects for network expansions and marketing campaigns?
Uske andar, I think PTA plays a vital role. They collect all service levels across 4 telcos in Pakistan.
Yeah.
तो उसकी basis के ऊपर all telcos also they also collect different datas and different data sets. So उसको combine करके we always, I think all telcos design their products on the basis of these datas, either it be on rural side or suburban side or cities or KLIs, first tier, second tier or third tier cities. So yes, this data is being utilized. Products are being made, as Usman has been pricing side and all this, the product side. These guys make use of this data for all the subscribers which we have. Tele-density is like 87.98%, 88% of this country. So specifically, if you see, aapke ghar mein, every set of business, सफाई वाला है या सब्जी वाला है, सबके पास अपनी मर्जी का प्राइस पॉइंट, क्या कहूँ, एक पैकेज है उसके पास इस्तेमाल करने के लिए. Yes, sometimes we are blamed that these price points वो लोगों को ख़राब तरफ ले जा रहा है जी, वो डेटा यूज़ कर रहे हैं, काम नहीं कर रहे हैं. It's all about, लेकिन वो यूजेज तो फिर इंसान ने खुद ही करनी है. You can't stop the technology coming in.
Yeah.
So yes, of course, this data is very crucial to mine it up. As Qadir was just telling, BizMine, we make use of this for BTL and ATL activities across the board. Companies do use this kind of data. But yes, कुछ हजरात ने अभी data secrecy, data governance पे बातें की हैं. That's much more very vital. We need to think about putting up data in Pakistan, not exporting it outside. Banks are a little different. I've just heard a couple of bankers sitting here talking about technology, digitalization, but I think we are way behind utilizing this digitalization thing across the board. I think we are on it, but we need to catch up. So,
thank you. And as Mehzad was mentioning in his previous slide of data security, that there are certain industries who actually uses a lot of data, and analytics becomes really important for those industries, and telcos is one of them. And yes, designing consumer packages based on some analytics makes or breaks things. So thank you very much for your point of view. So my next question would be from you, Usman. In telecommunication organizations, every department generates tons of data. What do you think how important it is to connect cross-functional data dots for correlation and with unified business insights for a quick solution which is more efficient and productive?
Okay, so basically we have data from network. We know where customers are using voice, data and everything. Then we get data from all the customer touch points. So our customer care has data. What are the customers demanding? What are they complaining about? Then we have our data from our retail channel. What are the customers preferring? So if our competition launches some I would say, competitive offer, we immediately start seeing the impacts. So we have the data, we have data from our digital footprint. Idea is to really make sense out of this data. Yeah. We've been hearing this term, data is oil. I'm sorry to give this sweeping statement, it is not. Information is oil. If you can't extract information out of data, you have nothing. So yeah, to have the data and to really plug it in where it matters is the key here.
So thank you, very rightly said that in telcos there are different functions, generates a lot of data. There are different data points, but it's important to know that which data points are important, where correlation will make sense out of it, and where 4 or 5 departments can together their data to bring a best proposal or bring a best investment plan or maybe a best solution for or package for our consumer. And if there is disconnect, then that data is of no use. So thank you, Usman, for your insights. So my next question would be from you, Qadir. And in telcos, big data, again, you are already heading IoT, big data, dealing with AI. So big data analysis and AI, along with cloud and IoT solutions, will provide the 4th industrial revolution, enabling a multitude of use cases in several consumer and corporate areas. What do you think how far Pakistani telcos have gone in the race of this digital transformation, and what are the projections of next 5 years? Yeah.
Okay, as far as the telcos in Pakistan are concerned, Usman has very rightly pointed out, like we do have data, we do have a lot of data, 194 million consumers, plus Pakistan is the 6th biggest country in terms of population. That is the reason all the multinational wants to come in and do business, but unfortunately they cannot. But how we utilize that data is the key question, and I believe a lot of speakers has already talked about it. Cloud, AI, IoT, M2M, these are the products or the solutions which we could provide to the customers. And from that area, I believe telcos are doing a pretty good job during these times, during these challenging times. So as compared to other industries, I must say that telcos are doing a good job. Fintech are doing a pretty good job. Startups are doing an excellent job, right? So we can categorize these things. So we are not up to the mark yet as far as telcos are concerned. For example, for IoT, AI, or machine to machine, we are dependent on devices. We are dependent on sensors, which we need to import. So if we really want to see Pakistan growing in these areas, we have to have those capabilities to manufacture these devices within, or to relax the import on these devices. क्योंकि होता ये है कि हमारे पास सोल्यूशन तो आ जाता है. किसी ने बड़ी अच्छी बात की थी कि सोल्यूशन हमारे पास आ जाता है, हाउ टू इम्प्लीमेंट इट इज़ डिफ़िकल्ट. सो फॉर एग्जांपल आई एम हेडिंग IoT, I'm selling IoT, and there is a market, there's a big potential market within Pakistan, जहाँ पे corporate वो IoT solution या digital transformation की तरफ जाना चाहते हैं. But the thing is, at times we don't have those devices available here, so we need to import it. And for the import के point of view से उसकी costing ऊपर चली जाती है, रुपये की जो अभी situation है
So it's
dollar
the
के
whole
साथ.
ecosystem which needs to be strengthened.
Yes, the whole ecosystem, the whole value chain needs to be there. Potential is there, mindset is also there. Up to some extent, mindset is there. वो एक साहब ने बात की थी कि सेठ साहब के बेटे बाहर से पढ़ के आते, तो it is actually happening here in Pakistan. वो सेठ साहब का बेटा अगर इंग्लैंड से पढ़ के आया और उसको हम प्रोडक्ट पिच करते हैं AI का, IoT का, इवन बिजमाइंड का, वो देन इन फर्स्ट मीटिंग में हम सेल कर देते हैं. बट द थिंग इज कि उसकी इम्प्लीमेंटेशन उसमें टाइम लग जाता है. सो यू नो मार्केट इज देयर, वी आर देयर एज अ कनेक्टिविटी पार्टनर, but we need to create the whole ecosystem, I believe. And I must say that inshallah Allah चाहेगा तो बेहतरी होगी. There's a big potential here in Pakistan market. एक और स्पीकर ने कहा था, and he very rightly said it out, कि अभी जो हमारा लड़का डेटा साइंस में ग्रेजुएशन करता है वो बाहर जाने की सोचता है. Why? Because उसको यहाँ पे potential नज़र नहीं आ रहा. That is the main reason. So we need to bring the whole ecosystem alive. Potential is there. Buyer are there. ऐसा नहीं है कि business loss में जाएगा, ऐसा बिल्कुल नहीं है. But the thing is, we need to create the whole ecosystem.
Yeah, building on the same point, Farhan Saab, we have seen a growing gap between tech companies and telcos over the period of time. Like in last 10 years' time, we have seen that telcos' growth in terms of revenue and in terms of cost has gone down, while the tech companies are making more money and they're having more economies of scale. So what do you think about this gap? That do we need to go beyond connectivity? As you were saying that now telcos are selling solutions, they're going into AI, BI. So what is the future of telcos? Should we go, and are we planning to go beyond connectivity and gaining back our share from the tech companies?
Right, he said. The thing is this, that telcos are at this stage fighting each other.
Yeah.
Solution provision is coming up, but price war never ends. I think this is the only industry which doesn't sit together and decide from one, we can have a consumer base like banks. A consumer defaults from one bank, he cannot get a loan from any bank.
Yes, yes.
But here, a consumer defaults with Jazz, it goes to Telenor. It defaults at Telenor, it comes to Zong. And then it goes to Ufone also. And then it comes back to Jazz. So yes, a lot of synchronizing needs to be done. Rest, you talked about startups and fintechs, which are doing pretty good job, I tell you, as Qadir just mentioned. We are busy in connectivity only. Some companies in Pakistan have put up IoT platform also. Some have imported those platforms working out of Pakistan, but I think 2 companies in Pakistan have their own IoT platforms. But still, we are struggling to patch those IoT platforms with different institutes. We are trying to put in education institutes on it, giving them a free hand to students to see the true live environment which they work on. जैसे कि किसी ने कहा था कि अभी के जी स्टूडेंट्स बाहर जाना चाहते हैं, स्टूडेंट्स को अपॉर्चुनिटी नहीं मिलती, स्टूडेंट्स को what should I say, उनको एक्सपोजर नहीं मिलता, लाइव एनवायरनमेंट में काम करने का काम नहीं मिलता. So these things are available, but the mindset is not there. The will is there, but I think लेबर इंटेंसिव इकोनॉमी है हमारी, चीप लेबर है, तो वो सेठ भी कहता है कि यार 4 बंदे रख लो 4 लाख लगाने के बजाय, इनको मैं 40,000 रुपये दूंगा, काम करा लूँगा. So yes, a lot of collaboration can be done, जैसे गवर्नमेंट का भी आप देख रहे हैं, ई गवर्नमेंट हो गया, ई हेल्थ हो गया, ई कॉमर्स हो गया, ये सारी चीज़ों पे बातें बहुत सारी हैं, लेकिन उसकी सिनर्जीज अभी तक कहीं पे इतनी लुक्रेटिव नज़र नहीं है. देयर आर, आई थिंक you can count on your fingers 3, 4, 5 companies which are really up to the mark and going beyond borders. I think top one is System, which we see across on papers also, but many people are doing, but they are just having a system from abroad and then copying it up. So yes, collaboration has to be done. Telcos can play a very vital role. Connectivity, yes, and then it can be, integrated into the market, into the corporate world, for a lot of easiness of the things which we do in our daily life.
Yes, very rightly said. Now there is a dire need of going beyond connectivity for telcos, and that gap can only be reduced if we offer all kind of services which tech companies are offering. And as you have seen as we've seen exponential growth of tech organizations even within Pakistan, and the backbone is telecom industry. So the backbone can also offer similar kind of services, like Jazz has just launched Garage. That is one example that why can't we offer one window solution to all our partners who have a connectivity need. So the future is there. You will see a lot more coming from all these telcos. My next question from you, Usman, would be, every department within telco requires a different level of dashboards to take decisions, to have predictive analysis. So what do you think, how important it is, and for making better decisions, that at certain levels we should define that data, timely data availability and the accurate data availability to the right audience, which actually helps organizations to make decisions. So what are your thoughts on that?
So अभी पिछला सेशन हो रहा था तो उसमें आइसोलेशन और साइलोज की बात हो रही थी. So मैं आपको एक रियल लाइफ एग्जांपल देता हूँ. हमारे कस्टमर एक्सपीरियंस से एक साहब आए, उन्होंने कहा जी कि हमारी कॉल्स जो हैं वो बहुत कम हो गई हैं, तो वी आर सेविंग कॉस्ट. और जब हमने उसको बाकी डेटा से क्रॉस टाइप किया तो पता चला कि जो कॉल्स कम हुई हैं वो लो वैल्यू की कम हुई हैं, हाई वैल्यू की ज़्यादा हो गई हैं. So it was not the best position to be in. So every data point matters. आपका कहीं पर business grow नहीं कर रहा, it could be because of technology, it could be because of competition, it could be because of your retail footprint. So every department, while they need their own data, but that data needs to be cross-tabbed or correlated with other data points as well. So I can, let's say, tell my sales team that this is where your float levels are suffering. But for my marketing team, this information is probably not that relevant. But for sales team, yeah, float levels are declining and this is my business hub. Now the criticality suddenly increases. Yeah. So every department needs data, not only their own data, but that data cross-tabulated with main data sources as well.
But not the complete data, the relevant data to the relevant audience to make relevant decisions.
So if I tell my sales team, आपके एरिया से मेरी कंप्लेंट्स ज़्यादा आ रही हैं, उनका जवाब ये आएगा तो मैं क्या करूँ?
Exactly. So thank you for your inputs. So Farhan Saab, another question. Data is growing faster than ever, and how can we make smarter decisions and better decisions, smarter predictions, easier and faster with the help of data analytics?
It's very easy, जैसे अभी उस्मान ने कहा, data is available. Customer service has its own data, sales has its own data, marketing has its own data. Our technical department has the major data with them. Everything which happens in the country, they have every parameter. We can have all parameters put in and then see the trends going on, the spending, the talk time, the SMS, what kind of data is being used on which side, everything. So, things are pretty there, but it has to be concised into one jar and then taken out. अभी वैसे इस पे काम तो काफ़ी है. देखें हम sites लगाते हैं, वो site हम ऐसे नहीं लगा लेते. मतलब एक जियो मार्केटिंग की उस्मान जानते हैं कि एक टीम है पूरी की पूरी जो कि regions के साथ continuous fight पे रहती है रीजन कह रहा होता है मुझे इतनी साइट्स दें, वो कह रहे हैं ठीक है हम ये डेटा सेट्स है, हमारे पास ये प्रूफ है कि जी जहाँ आप साइट मांग रहे हैं वहाँ टेली डेंसिटी है ही नहीं, या वहाँ है भी तो वो इस टाइम में है तो हम इस जगह पे नहीं इस जगह पे दे सकते हैं. So data is being used for putting up sites. Data is being used with our I think जो fintechs जो telecommunications के जो companies के पास है, Jazz के पास है, अब Zong भी लेके आ रहा है, Telenor के पास सबसे पहले easy पैसा launch किया था. You know, all these touch points are using the data. I think fintechs ने तो अपनी जो easy पैसा और Jazz का they have opened up their APIs even, so you know they're selling everything.
These are important decisions.
Yeah, exactly. I think it was started with Telenor when they put up this ad and they saw, everybody saw Jazz and Zong, and in their ads so said, what the hell, why are they, you know, putting up their competition?
Yeah.
So, but that was a smart, because that's the future. You cannot live in silo, either in your company or outside. You have to have your boundaries opened up. You know, you cannot be blackmailed. The word blackmail I'm using is a strong word, but yes, we are tuned. जैसे किसी साहब ने कहा था कि जी 50 साल से ऊपर वाले बंदे को रखना ज़रा मुश्किल हो जाता है उसको समझाना, लेकिन यही चीज़ है कि ब्लैकमेल जो है ना जी वो एक पुरानी पे से आ रही है और वो अब हमें चेंज करना है. It has to be a conducive environment, win-win situation create करें. Yes, everybody is here to make profits, everybody is here to make money, but yes, it has to be conducive and put up in one jar.
Yeah, so picking your point, profits. So our profit margins have gone so down, and there's a lot of pressure on telco industry at the moment. So one last question from you.
External factors हैं नहीं ज़्यादा. External factors हैं जो कि अब सारे सफ़र कर रहे हैं उसके. लेकिन आप जैसे कहा है कि अब बहुत सी जगहों पे बत्ती जाती है तो वहाँ सिग्नल नहीं होगा. जब सिग्नल नहीं होगा तो क्या करें आप, मतलब वो फिर उस कनेक्टिविटी का फ़ायदा क्या. अभी आप इंडस्ट्रियलाइजेशन की बात कर रही थी, ये IoT की बात कर रहा था. अगर उसमें IIoT की बात करें, इंडस्ट्रियल IoT की बात करें, तो उसको आप यूज़ में कैसे लेके आएंगे. सो synergies have to be made up there to help the industry. क्या आपने अगर टेक्नोलॉजी लेके जाना है तो किस तरह से लेके जाना है. हम कोविड से गुजरे हैं अभी. 2020 मार्च में कोविड शुरू हुआ. मेरे ख्याल से सिर्फ और सिर्फ जो प्राइवेट इंस्टीट्यूट्स थे उनकी एजुकेशन अनइंटरप्टेड चली. वो HEC, Ministry of Education, they all, you know, were not aligned to get this support from all the telcos to get the education spread out and get the system aligned. अब दुनिया में देख लें, अभी तक क्लासेस ऑनलाइन होती हैं, लेकिन हमारे यहाँ वो ऑनलाइन वाले लिए कितनी परसेंट है. You know, it's a very small percent. Bigger portion remains on the black side, on the hidden side.
हम तो अब काम भी घर से ही करते हैं.
But even telcos have done a great job during COVID days. So my last question from you all, that yes, there is a pressure on the top line for telco organizations. So how data analytics is actually helping out telcos to enhance their top line and to sustain or reduce their bottom line for a sustainable business in Pakistan?
Okay, so I'll take this first. एक टाइम था कि आप जब टेलको स्टार्ट हो रहे थे ना, आप कहते थे टीवी पे एक ऐड चला दो और हो जाएगा काम. सो दैट वाज वन मैसेज फॉर ऑल. अब ये नहीं हो सकता है बिकॉज आपको बहुत ज़्यादा टारगेटेड कम्युनिकेशन पे जाना है. सेकेंडली कॉस्ट प्रेशर्स भी हैं. सो ऑब्वियसली ATL एड्स जो हैं दे कॉस्ट अ लॉट. जैसा अभी कादिर ने बोला कि जी हम ये भी बता सकते हैं कि कहाँ पर बिल बोर्ड लगाना चाहिए, कहाँ पर नहीं लगाना चाहिए. ये सब उसी के आउटकम्स हैं. सो कॉस्ट प्रेशर्स हैं, डिमांड जो है वो किसी हद तक कम हो गई है. इट्स मोर ऑफ अ पुश नाउ. सो आपको देखना पड़ता है मैंने कहाँ पर कितना इन्वेस्ट करना है. 10 years ago हमें कहा जाता था यार बताओ कितनी साइट्स चाहिए. अब हम मिन्नत कर रहे होते हैं प्लीज़ इतने टावर्स दे दें. अच्छा क्यों, कितना ROI आएगा. तो ये सब डिसीजंस जो हैं ये डेटा की बेस पर ही होंगे, उसके बगैर पर्सनल विम्स पे नहीं हो सकते.
बिल्कुल.
जियो की घड़ी का लोगो किसने लगाना है. आई थिंक दैट वाज द हाईएस्ट पेड पॉइंट इन एनी ATL के ऊपर. So,
and even for different consumer packages, for example, if you design a package for household females, then it should be run on the drama channel. So that makes more sense for them. So Qadir, what are your inputs on this topic?
Before giving an input on this, I would like to comment collaboration wali baat ek hui hai. There's a good part. All the CEOs of telcos have recently met federal minister within a week's time, and they put all these concerns. So I think वो एक collaboration उस level पे हो रही है with the government as well, ताकि हमारे ये वाले जो मसले मसाइल हैं challenge, because if telcos issues get resolved, and finally वो services consumer पे जाएगी connectivity की, और फिर ये data और ये जो हम सारी बातें कर रहे हैं वो होंगी. दूसरा comment कोविड वाली बात सर ने की थी फरहान साहब ने. सो कोविड पे देयर वर लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स जो कि नहीं होनी चाहिए थी, लेकिन एक अच्छी चीज़ जो हो गई है स्पेशली फॉर पाकिस्तान, ग्लोबली तो हुआ ही हुआ है, पाकिस्तान के लिए हम डिजिटाइजेशन में या डिजिटल ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन में बहुत पीछे थे. ठीक है, नॉर्मल ट्रेंड भी बहुत स्लो था. कोविड ने उसको फास्ट पेस कर दिया है. मे बी दैट इज़ द रीज़न वी आर सिटिंग हियर, बट आर वी लिवरेजिंग ऑन इट? नो, वी आर नॉट. तो वो वाला एक एंगल कि हमें चलो वो कहते हैं ना अल्लाह के हर काम में कोई ना कोई बेहतरी होती है. तो कोविड से हमें एक बेहतरी ये मिल गई कि डिजिटल अवेयरनेस आ गई. बच्चे के हाथ में वो जो हमने आईपैड और सारी उनकी क्लासेस के लिए दिए थे, अब वो ऐसी ऐसी चीज़ें लेकर आ रहे होते हैं कि वो यानी स्नैपचैट एंड ऑल दो स्टफ जो हमें प्रोफेशनल लाइफ में नहीं पता. डेस्कॉर्ड पे मेरा बेटा बैठा हुआ है, वो पता नहीं ऐसी चैटिंग चल रही है जिसपे ये व्हाट्सएप एंड ऑल दीज थिंग्स आर वे बिहाइंड. सो व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू से कि क्या हम उन यंग जनरेशन को जो बिल्कुल फास्ट पेस पे आ गए हैं, वी नीड टू लुक इन टू इट कि क्या हम उनको वो वाला एनवायरनमेंट प्रोवाइड कर पा रहे हैं कि नहीं. एज फार एज टॉप लाइन इज कंसर्न, आई बिलीव वी आर ऑलरेडी वर्किंग ऑन दीज एरियाज एंड वी वांट टू ग्रो फर्दर. जो बियॉन्ड कनेक्टिविटी वाला एक एंगल है जो ग्लोबल भी है, टेलीनॉर पाकिस्तान का भी है, उसमें यही है कि हम सिर्फ सिम और डेटा से हट के बाकी प्रोडक्ट्स के ऊपर फोकस करें और वहाँ पे अपनी टॉप लाइन जनरेट कर रहे हैं. सो दिस इज़ आई बिलीव इट्स एन ओपन सीक्रेट टू ऑल ऑफ अस.
बिल्कुल. फरहान साहब, final comments from your side.
ICT is the future. Cloud services, SaaS, PaaS, all these things are the future. Connectivity, I think थोड़े अरसे के बाद आप सैटेलाइट से जब कनेक्ट होना शुरू हो जाएंगे, आई डोंट आप लोगों को पता होगा उसका क्या नाम है, यू नो. सो इट्स अ फ्री इंटरनेट कमिंग इन, पेइंग अ लिटिल. सो nobody would need 4 telcos to they won't, you know, you cannot leverage them for long. Technology is spreading very fast. And so as these cyber security things are coming in also very fast. So I think, yes, ICT is the future. We need to see beyond connectivity. We need to see exactly how to invest in the right direction and give the maximum to our country in terms of technology, in terms of connectivity, with reference of ICT, not GSM. GSM would be a very, very
core basic product.
It would be very even revenues are decreasing at this point of time. GSM revenues are decreasing and our data price points are going up. Even, you know, when we see the price points, वो जब आप एमलगेमेट करते हैं तो उसमें से मेजर पोर्शन डेटा का ही निकलता है. सो यस, ICT is the future and data would be one parameter, and then yes, information with that data merged in, so it can be very useful.
And the good part is that all telcos are working beyond connectivity, bringing solutions for you all as consumers, as corporates, understanding your needs, and data analytics is playing an important role that which solutions and which products have demand in the industry right now for consumers and for corporates. And we are doing a good job. So thank you so much for joining me. And thank you for listening us. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks. I think yes.
Any questions?
Yeah. Any questions from audience?
Yeah, just one.
Yes.
Addressing all three of you, I think, just from the perspective.
Question. We have a question. Yes, sir.
Can I?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. If I'm correct, you started individually putting in towers, right? And now you're sharing towers. So why can't you share data? All of you have
So we are not sharing 100% towers. We fight on towers. We don't give sites.
That's fine. But you're
that's
sharing,
a very
right?
small portion.
But you
data,
are.
Data, sir, अगर data share, अभी यही तो मैंने कहा कि we need to, it's the telecom industry that don't sit together. I think this is the first meeting all CEOs are meeting, the secretary and everybody who's related to telecom.
Yeah.
So yes, if data is shared, then वही जो हमने बात की है.
Defaulter
We don't even expose our APIs. अभी तो हमारे सिर्फ fintechs ने APIs करके किया है. So yes, future would be that when we share data, then a lot of amalgamation will be done. This part of the world, this part of this country doesn't need 4 telcos.
Yeah.
It's a big, conversation then.
Yeah, but from fintech's point of view, I think Faisal, Telenor, has opened his APIs to everybody.
Yeah.
And then they're increasing their churn and revenue as well. So that is a thought for you as well, I guess.
Yes.
Data point अभी देखें ना number portability भी तो आ ही गया है. लेकिन उसमें भी challenges हैं. ठीक है जी, उसके अंदर challenges हैं, connectivity के challenges आते हैं, बहुत सारी challenges आते हैं उसमें. लेकिन वो आहिस्ता आहिस्ता ही जी industry mature हो रही है. I think it's been 24 years starting with Jazz, Zong being the last entrant. So a lot of initiatives are being done now.
And just to add on this point that yes, tower sharing was a concept I think few years ago, and now that's actually a cost optimization tool for all of us. And for data sharing, yes, spectrum sharing would be the future as well, because that is scarce in our country. And we'll be getting leverage of sharing each other's spectrum, maybe that depends on the regulatory, what they decide about it. But yes, that's the future. Yeah, thank you. We have another question, last question. Yes.
आपसे permission, I think pricing का Usman भी है. We don't use the data in terms of जैसे कि FMCG use करती हैं या कि बाकी लोग use करते हैं उसको. We use it for the purpose of our technologically spreading out. उनकी अगर हमें sites लगानी है, हमने जो price points बनाने हैं, उनकी यूज़ पैटर्न्स को यूज़ करते हैं आप लोगों को, इसलिए वो आप लोगों को हर्ट नहीं करता डेटा. यस, एक FMCG एक बहुत बड़े मॉल में बैठे हुए, वो आपसे इनाम देते हैं और आपसे आपका ID कार्ड नंबर और आपका फ़ोन नंबर लेते हैं. ठीक है जी, वो आपको फिर इनामात आते हैं, उसमें फेक इनामात भी आते हैं. वो FMCG को कॉन्टैक्ट करेंगे जी मुझे गाड़ी का इनाम दिया था वो निकला नहीं, मुझसे 20,000 रुपये ले लिया उन्होंने, या आपको रोज़ाना आते हैं कि आपका BISP से ये निकल आया ये नहीं. तो डेटा इज़ बीइंग यूज्ड बाय अ थर्ड पार्टी जो मिस यूज़ हो रहा है. बाकी जो टेलीकॉम है वो यूज़ करती है आपकी बेहतरी के लिए, आपके पैकेजेस डेवलप करने के लिए, आपकी कनेक्टिविटी को एनहांस करने के लिए. इफ आई एम नॉट रॉन्ग, उस्मान.
So are you guys selling such data?
No, we don't sell it outside. It is always collected from outside. That's we have a lot of examples. We have given it to PTA.
Okay.
We are not selling data.
Thank you.
Just to be clear.
Just want to make a point here. Regarding your question, we actually use aggregated data. We don't use individual data. For example, population hotspot, किस वक्त मॉल में कितनी पॉपुलेशन जमा हो गई है, किस वक्त किसी एरिया में, या फॉर एग्जांपल पीसी में आज ये इवेंट हो रहा है तो यहाँ पे 1000 बंदा आ गया. सी सो दिस सॉर्ट ऑफ डेटा जो एग्रीगेटेड होता है. सर ने भी जो सवाल पूछा था, डेटा प्राइवेसी इज़ इन आवर लॉ, दैट इज़ द रीज़न वी कैन नॉट शेयर डेटा. वो गवर्नेंस हमें अलाउ ही नहीं करता कि हम डेटा आपस में टेलकोस के साथ शेयर करें. सो इट इज़ वेरी मच सेफ विद टेलकोस because we know the privacy and we have to follow it.
And just last comment that just to give comfort to the consumer as well, that we have a regulator, and from regulatory as well, even if we want, we can't share it. So there is a regulation that we can't share consumers' personal data, their call details. If you recall, then few years ago, I think 10 years ago, data call logs, there was no regulation for that can't be shared, but now there is a regulation that even you can't share the call logs of any consumer. So we have this regulatory binding as well, and plus our own ethics and values we don't share.
Thank you.